You brought the story to my attention a while ago, and we've done a couple of different shows on the horrific and gruesome murder. And I don't mean to lean into this, but I do need to make sure that we treat it with the reverence it deserves. The murder of Mercedes Vega. And here is a young woman who left her apartment in April of 2023 and never came home again. If you've missed this story, brief recap, Channel 12 was doing a story on this, and they happened across some information in a very particular window of time, because my understanding is that there's new information about the murder of Mercedes Vega, and it was accidentally unsealed and then immediately resealed. Mm-hmm. But 12 News got that info in that short period of time that it slipped through a crack somewhere.
Seems to be that way.
I don't know who was watching that nonstop, but good for them for getting all over it. Because it wasn't us, and we've been paying close attention to this case. So impressive that they got that. So the reporter there, Bianca Buono, did a brief recap. If you're unfamiliar with the case of Mercedes Vega, would try to give you a little bit of the recap here so that we're all on the same page. Oh, hold on here. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have Pablo producing in the studio. It's technical troubles all over the place. He's over there ditching us.
The records shed new light on exactly what happened to Vega the night of April 16th. Around 9:15 p.m., surveillance footage from Vega's apartment complex shows her walking to her car, the last time she's seen alive. Ugh. The documents say the Chevrolet Malibu was seen in that same parking garage about 30 minutes prior. Vega's blood was found in her parking spot and in the front passenger area of her car, showing she had been physically assaulted, injured, and kidnapped. Both Vega's car and the Malibu were then seen exiting the garage at the same time. Around 9:25, video shows Vega's car being abandoned near Culinary Dropout in Tempe, and the Malibu is then seen leaving the area. Hours later, it was found on fire with Vega's body inside. Also inside were 2 bottles of bleach, lighter fluid, and latex gloves. But it was evidence from Vega's car that turned out to be critical. Records show a fingerprint was collected from a bloody grocery bag. Just over a year later, finally, a match. In May of 2024, Sincere Hayes was arrested in Tennessee on unrelated charges, and his fingerprint matched the bag. As for Cujo Young, who has not been charged in connection to Vega's death, he was wearing an ankle monitor at the time, and detectives say he was not in the area of the homicide.
Okay, there's a lot right there.
Yes, there is. Let's unpack some of that.
Okay, first of all, let's get all the cars and the players here. So the reporter from Channel 12 there, Bianca, talked about a blue Chevy Malibu. Mm-hmm. The blue Chevy Malibu is the car that Mercedes Vega was found in.
In the back seat out near Tonopah off the I-10.
Okay.
Yep.
And
that was not her car.
And it was burning and everything else.
Right.
Okay. So that's an important piece. Also important in there is that they found her blood inside of her car, which means it sounds like she actually made it into her car when somebody then attacked her and probably pulled her out of there into the Malibu at some point.
I think that is a good assumption, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's either that or she got into her car and left and the Malibu followed her to some other place. But whatever it is, she was in her car and there was an altercation in there.
What you said is the case, yeah.
That's what they think, that it was in the parking garage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, because they found blood outside the car, too.
And also important that the Chevy Malibu was spotted in her parking garage 30 minutes prior.
So somebody was waiting for her.
She walks out of her apartment at 9:15-ish.
Yeah.
This Malibu is cruising around 8:45 and presumably kind of staking out the scene to find her.
They also brought up 2 other names. Sincere Hayes, who's the guy that's been arrested for her murder because they found a bloody fingerprint in her car, which connects him to it. They arrested him. He was in Tennessee. They arrested him and then brought him out here. And then they also brought up this Cujo Young. Give me the background of Cujo Young and his relationship to Mercedes Vega, because he was not there, but that doesn't mean that he's not somehow associated with this.
So Cujo Young, we go back to 2020 with him, and he had assaulted Mercedes Vega, or is accused of assaulting Mercedes Vega.
Armed robbery.
Yes, after she left her night job, where she worked as a dancer, and he is accused of assaulting her, and then, years later, he was suspected of, I'll say, orchestrating all of this, it seems like.
So why would he be suspected of orchestrating all of this? Why isn't it just that here you've got somebody who, she got to tangle up with this guy, but then all of a sudden, now, aside from the new evidence, which we're going to get to here in a minute,
yep.
which does seem to tie some more stuff together, something that we've known for a while has to do with the timeline on the day that she was kidnapped and then murdered. Because this was right prior to
a trial.
Yeah.
When he was going to be going on trial for that alleged assault.
Okay.
Or armed robbery.
All right. So this is what leads a lot of people to believe that this Cujo Young may have orchestrated the whole thing. Why not just do it himself? Why would he have to orchestrate anything when he's the guy going on trial and he wants to silence her? If that's the narrative we're working with here, why not just do it himself?
He was on an ankle monitor. And he was being monitored because I don't recall which police organization it was, but he has been through the courts a few times for a number of drug charges.
Okay.
So he was not in prison or in jail, but he was on an ankle monitor that shows that he was not at the scene of any of this, supposedly.
Okay. So unless he figured out a way to hack into that ankle monitor and outsmart,
or put it on somebody else, or no,
which you can't really do unless you can break your ankle and slip it off, right? Okay, all right. So we've been wondering: does this Sincere Hayes guy have a connection to Cujo Young? We know Cujo Young might have been motivated to do something to Mercedes Vega. But we don't know why Sincere Hayes would have been motivated to do anything to Mercedes Vega.
Though we knew that both Cujo Young and Sincere Hayes lived in Tennessee for a period of time.
That's coincidental.
Yeah, kind of strange.
Just a little odd that two guys from the same state would have ended up working a job that was related somehow in Arizona.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
No.
Where'd you grow up, Joe?
Michigan.
Oh. That's right.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up?
Michigan.
Yeah.
That's a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a coincidence.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.